Good morning, everyone out there. Good morning, Nancy. How are you?
Fantastic. Couldn't be better.
Listen, thank you so much for joining me. We're here to talk about a very important program, the Travel Sales Academy, right? Firstly, Nancy, introduce yourself. Who are you and what do you do for this business?
Hi, good morning, everyone. I take care of the L&D function for Middle East and Turkey. So I'm the Learning and Development Manager. Joined the business June last year, almost completing a year on June 20th, but feels like I've been here forever.
Well, let me tell you what I witnessed over the last fortnight, which was the pilot for the UAE. For the Travel Sales Academy. You would think that you had been here for decades. Your knowledge of the business, your energy, your enthusiasm, and your connections with all the front line when they walked through the door was amazing. So who better to talk about the Travel Sales Academy and take us through how to set ourselves up for success, particularly obviously at this crucial stage of the pilot, than Nancy. So what are we here to talk about? We're here to talk about more so the morning, how we set up the Travel Sales Academy, particularly in that first 90 odd minutes to ensure that the rest of the content lands right. So let's start with the very first part, is the opener from yourself. Talk us through some of those key messages that you sort of, that you hit, and then we'll obviously flick to some footage of you in action too.
Sure.
Go for it.
God, awesome. I think absolutely, Elvin. In fact, if I could just add a few words there. You know, when it comes to Travel Sales Academy, this is what the understanding I get from our senior leaders, such as Tom, yourself, Amy, Tony, is that this is a very crucial investment in all our colleagues. This is all about creating that sales performance culture in a way that we instill these basics, these behaviors, these sales techniques into the DNA of our colleagues. And for a program like that, it's very important to have a very powerful context setting in the opening of the session.
Absolutely.
The success of the opening part of the program largely depends on how quick you get your participants on their feet, how quick you involve them in the process, and to establish a very clear understanding of what's in it for me. Why are they doing this? And I think we did a fantastic job with myself, you, Dilshan, who is our learning and development specialist for Middle East and Turkey, who has co-facilitated this program with me over the last 2 weeks. It was very important for us to make sure that the opening is high energy, high intensity, and it creates a very inclusive and an immersive learning experience for our participants, where they just don't park themselves into their seats and watch stuff happening. They're a part of that.
And I reckon this is a fantastic time to have a look at you in action, setting that energy right at the beginning. So here we go. Let's check out Nancy opening up the day at the Travel Sales Academy.
Are you guys excited? Have you heard about this program before? What are the information leakages that have happened already? Come on, tell me. What your colleagues have been telling you? Lots of activities happening. Are you ready? That's why you have your sleeves all rolled up, huh? What is Travel Sales Academy? Fantastic, sir. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Yes, it's all about jumping up our numbers, increasing those sales, right? Smashing those RPM numbers, right? Do you want to smash those RPM numbers? Do you want to meet them or exceed them? Exceed them, right? This is nothing. I'll smash it like that, right? We're going to set new benchmarks for us. So Travel Sales Academy program is that secret sauce that's going to help you smash those RPM numbers, right? Exceed those RPM numbers, improve your sales. But how? What is that secret sauce? Yes, I like the way you say it. Woo-hoo! Absolutely. By applying care. So why are we doing this again? That should be the question on your mind, right? I know this already. I'm dealing with customers every day. I know what care is. I know what connect, ask, recommend, exchange is. So why am I doing this again? What am I doing in this room today? Information leakage. Information leakage. Yeah, absolutely bang on, Eben. It's all about hitting refresh, right? So it's time for us to reflect back. It's time for us to look at what care is all about again, with a lot more details, with a lot more depth into each of those elements. Why do we need to connect? Let's ask that question again. Yes, it is connect, but why? Why do we need to connect? Why is it so important? Once we understand the why, then no one has to teach us, that please connect, because we understand why it's important. We understand why we need to do that. So why we need to connect, why we need to ask those questions, why we need to recommend our solutions, and how we recommend our solutions. It's the how part which is very, very important. Yeah, and then how do we close the sale? How do we close the deal smoothly, efficiently, leaving a lasting impression on our customers in a way that they come back? So today is all about asking those questions. Today is all about asking why we need to do this, understanding what's the impact it can make on us and our customers, and then getting into the details of the how we do it. Are you excited? Yes. Are you ready? Are you ready to challenge yourselves today? Yes. Are you ready to challenge us today? Yes. Yeah? So this is a learning lab, guys. This is not a training. This is a learning lab. And the reason I say this is we are here today to experiment with what we know already and what we need to explore more, yeah, given our experience. All of you bring a lot of experience to this room today. You've been on the ground dealing with customers every single day, right? So there is so many things that you guys know that I don't know, or probably Dilly doesn't know. Yeah, we want to know that from you. So this program is really going to work out for you if you speak up, if you open up, if you participate, and if you engage, because this program is not about us, it is about you. It is for you. So the business has made this investment in you because the business believes in your potential. And we want to make sure that we equip you with the right techniques, that secret sauce, with those techniques, with those tools, with those weapons, with those behaviors that's going to get the best versions out of you. Yeah? We always improve, we all evolve, we all improve with time. But we need a little bit of support sometimes to get the best out of us. We are here today to provide you that support through this program. All right? Ready?
Mansi, I mean, listen, I was there every single day. We're there for the 2 weeks, so we had 10 sessions, and obviously we took the leadership team through it first, which is obviously incredibly important.
Yep.
Because they need to hear, feel and see how the program is obviously going to land for their respective frontline colleagues. But I have to say, the energy and the enthusiasm, albeit that I was there every single day, you would think it was the first day every single day. And credit to you and Dilly for your amazing energy and enthusiasm, setting the scene so beautifully. And obviously then you throw to me, right?
Yep.
So we sort of just paused it there. And I guess the important part here is making the connect between the Travel Sales Academy and obviously RPM, and making sure that people understand that one supports the other. And we talked about this at the Retail Roundtable, which you're aware of.
Yep.
Then we obviously throw to the video and allow the guys to see the other Elvin, as you always sort of mention.
Elvin's got a twin brother.
The twin brother. So we listen to that component, and then I sort of kick in with some more additional supporting context to help support the day. So let's take a look at that.
So on that note, we'll invite Elvin to let us know more about how this baby was born, and the best part, what's in it for us.
Guys, that's it from me for the moment. All right. Always a bit weird when you're in the room watching yourself on the screen. Guys, I'm just going to take a couple moments to talk a little bit about some of the things I mentioned there. I'm not going to talk about the RPM component too much. Obviously, I've already mentioned that on the video. But I do want to take you back. I want to take you back about 12 months. We, TravelX, decided that we needed to get the most senior, best retailers from each of the geographies globally into a forum to talk about what matters most in retail and how do we continue to progress our retail business, how do we navigate through the challenges, through the threats of our retail business, and how do we maintain our status as world-leading foreign exchange specialists. And it came in under the title of the Retail Roundtable. It was called before that, for those that may have been around earlier, the GCSC. It was a little bit bigger, the GCSC. It's about 40, 50 retailers would come together and would go through key initiatives, best practices in order to help progress our business. And that would happen twice a year. That stopped for a while. And then last year, we got back together, but it was a much smaller group. It was around about 12 to 15 people at this Retail Roundtable event. We went to Istanbul. The reason why we went to Istanbul is because we heard some great things about the Istanbul team, the Istanbul Warriors, being the RPM team. And we heard they had this secret sauce. They had amazing sales capability. They had an amazing sales culture. So we went and had a look to witness it for ourselves. And I've got to say, they were pretty good. Actually, they were better than pretty good. They were up the top, something that I hadn't seen for quite some time. They were consistent in how they would approach the customers. Their connect, their ask, their recommend, their exchange was top of the class. There were some pockets out there in the world though, and I've been around, as sort of Nancy mentioned, I've been around for 13 years. There's some pockets of our retail business that need a little bit more focus and development, right? So why do I tell you all of that? I tell you all of that because when we got together in Istanbul, we saw what we saw in Istanbul with digital visits. We got together in a room like this and we said, what do we need to do? Because if we think that we're going to be able to maintain our leading position doing what we're doing and expecting a different result, then we're going to fail. We need to review the way that we train, develop, upskill the way that we deliver customer service. Because let's be completely honest, we deal in foreign exchange. We deal in the same $100 US bill as our competitor down the road. Our US dollar bill is not Louis Vuitton or Gucci or Pepsi or Coca-Cola or Travelex, and the one down the road is, you know, Dior or Chanel or UA Exchange. No, the customer doesn't come because the $100 bill looks and feels different. The exact same product. What's the difference? It's us. It's the way that we interact with the customer. We're all customers as well, right? We go out on the weekends, we go to Dubai Mall, or we go to Mall of Emirates, or even to your local stores, and we know when we have good customer service happening to us. It makes you feel good in here, right? What happens is you start to forget a little bit about the price and you get more entwined into the experience. And you walk away with purchasing something, and sometimes it's a good price, you get a good deal, fantastic, good experience, even better. You walk out going, that was great, brilliant, unbelievable, I will be back. Sometimes you go, do you know what, I paid a little bit more than what I expected, but I tell you what, that experience was pretty good. I've walked away with some knowledge, I've walked away with the convenience that it's done, I've walked away with the peace of mind, so when I get to my destination, I've got the money, I'm going to be okay. And if you think about what we do, particularly in the airports, is that, yeah, you've got to pay a little bit of extra premium, but if we deliver that customer service and deliver that interaction that the customer walks away going, geez, that was exactly what I needed, I feel a lot more comfortable about getting to the other side of my travels, then we win, right? The Travelex Sales Academy is about that, right? And when we went through this Travelex Sales Academy in Hong Kong, so that was only last month, so the Retail Roundtable have met 3 times now. We were in Istanbul the first time, we were in Manchester last year in October, and then we were in Hong Kong in May. The reason why we're in Hong Kong is because what we like to do is we like to go to where we think the best-in-class customer service and the best-in-class retail is happening. And Hong Kong Airport had just had a new refurbishment, brand new stores, and they were doing really, really well in a lot of areas. And their business got turned around. So we went to Hong Kong. Part of that trip to Hong Kong, we actually sat in the room and we went through the Travelex Sales Academy. So the L&D partners, being Dan Lee, he and Amy Lismore, names that you probably don't know, but those guys work very closely with the likes of Mancy and Dilly and all the other HR and L&D people globally. They were instrumental with sort of pulling together all the information, talking to frontline sales consultants across the globe, talking to all the Retail Roundtable members, RSMs, team managers, team leaders, trying to get this first installment of the Travelex Sales Academy, which is the Fundamentals program. Okay, there's going to be more down the track, but we need to show value in the Fundamentals program, and that's why we're piloting this first, right? If we believe truly that this is what is at the core of our business, delivering excellent customer service, then we all should be absolute experts on care. So it was a good opportunity for us to hit refresh ourselves, and we went through the program, and we all believed that this is the right move for the organisation. So much so that Craig came back, who's the representative for the Retail Roundtable for the Met region. He said, you know what, let's do 160 people, let's go through the program, let's deliver it, let's see if we can move this population from good to great. Let's see if we can make these guys the best possible version of themselves to deliver world-leading customer service that is more relevant to the customer of today. These things, unfortunately, over the last 12 years have changed the way that our customers look at us, the way that they interact with us, because everyone's an expert now on foreign exchange because it's one app away. When I started the business on the 1st of June 2006, this didn't exist. Right? It was a different way that we interacted with our customer. When we came up with Care in 2012 and launched in 2013, it was a different customer. Fast forward to present day, almost like 7 years on, the customer has evolved. Their expectations have changed. There's a more of a digital savviness that our customer has. So therefore, Care needs to go to 2.0. Right? We need to upgrade the way that we look at care, and we need to bring a couple of elements a little bit closer into it. So for example, the way that we deal with customer objections, we need to be able to deal with that, and Mansi and Dilly are going to take you through a fantastic session later on that. Notwithstanding all the other elements of care, which will obviously move to 2.0, but this is such an important program. So if you're sitting there sort of thinking about 5 minutes ago, oh, really, is it just care? Hopefully I've been able to give you a little bit of flavour, a little bit of history of why we're really here. Because as I said, you can't expect what you don't inspect. And if we expect our team managers, team leaders, RSMs, general managers, me, Tom, to be able to support and drive what is important, then we need to go through the program ourselves. And we did that. We went through it first. So the language is the same. Okay? And then therefore you'll have the support network for yourselves to deliver excellent customer service and achieve your RPM targets and achieve potentially a seat at the Diamond Ball. Well, there we go. Always a little bit weird watching yourself on camera, but nonetheless, you know, it's about honouring the intent of what it's for, right? And this is about making sure that people understand that this is not just care, but this is about what matters most to our business, right? Delivering world-leading customer service, improving our sales capability to deliver, as you said earlier, an amazing sales performance culture, right? Now, I've obviously paused it just before I've got into the next part of my bit, right, which is the gamification bit, right, which obviously we did every single morning. And I think what the gamification piece did, it helped to unite the guys very quickly in the room. It helped them to provide focus, and it helped them to realise that they had to come together as a team and really throw themselves into the content, right?
Absolutely.
And now when you sort of put that next to all of the other elements first thing in the morning, you start to build a very strong setup for the day, right? So let's get into how we gamified it, and this is what we ended up coming up with. We've got 8 teams for the Travelex Sales Academy UAE Cup. But before we got to this stage, there was a process, and we're going to take you through that process right now. So let's take a look. For those who know me, and obviously you watch the wrap up, I love to gamify things. I like to make things fun. So we've made the Travelex Sales Academy fun. There's 8 teams, and you're all going to be competing in something. And we're going to show you a little video of what that is. And then there's a little task, a little game that we're going to play to establish your identity. All right, Team 7, what will your name be? You ready? Okay, so this is fast and furious, all right? You're going to listen to the instructions and then execute very quickly. So this table here, I want you to come up with 3 colours and 3 animals, right? So
3 colours, 3 animals.
On a separate post-it notes, 1 per post-it note. So 1 colour on 1 post-it note, 1 animal on a post-it note, 3 colours, 3 animals. Think wild and different, all right? Think a little bit more than, no, don't put the animal, well, if you like ants, you can put ants, but, you know, think a little bit more, you know, think of the animal kingdom, think of the, you know, of the ocean, think what, mystical animals if you want, whatever. Guys, I need the same from you. 3 colours, 3 animals. Guys, 3 colours, 3 animals, 3 colours, 3 animals. 1 colour per post-it note, 1 animal per post-it note. As you write it, put them in the air, we're going to come and grab them. Let's go. Good, okay. Cool, 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 cool. Okay, so this is number 1. This is number 12 down here. We're going to roll the dice. There are 2 rolls to get to the colour. So each table is going to roll the dice. We've got a digital dice. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white.
Ooh, okay.
Now the animal.
1.
Cool.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got the white sharks.
Woo!
Okay, so guys, in the interest of a game show, If you're happy with white sharks, fantastic. If you're not, then we can go again, but you can't go back to the white sharks. So, what do we want to do? White sharks, thumbs up or thumbs down? White sharks?
White sharks.
Okay, white sharks it is. Well, there we go, Mancy. That's how we got to those fantastic names, supported beautifully by yourself and Dilly as well. So that's the gamified bit. Next bit was trying to appoint a team captain in order to then develop the haka, right? So we did this thing called Kahoot.
Kahoot?
Yes. Tell us a little bit about it.
So, like Elvin said, gamifying learning experiences just creates a lot more exciting and inclusive, experience for the learners, and we wanted to make sure we do that at every step. So, right after Elvin finishes, already gamified one element of the opening context, which is all about establishing the link between RPM and incentivizing the performance for the month of June. We wanted to not break that momentum. So we wanted to make sure that the gamification feel continues. And we also wanted to make sure that we install a learning check right at the beginning of the program. So we gamified that learning check by using this amazing online learning tool. It's called Kahoot, guys. If you've not seen this before, if you've not checked it before, check it out. We've got fantastic feedback on this learning portal.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at this. This is really cool.
Why is upselling important, guys? Why is upselling important? We've got 5 answers, 3 seconds to go, 2 seconds. We've got 6 correct answers. Okay, who's leading? Macy is still leading.
Macy, who is this?
Macy is still leading.
Disclose your identity.
Who's Macy? Can we waive off the mandatory buyback when upselling for an entertainer value pack as of now? Can we waive off the mandatory buyback when upselling for an entertainer value pack as of now? One correct answer. Okay, this could be a game changer.
Oh.
Macy wins,
with 4,569.
followed by Lavi and Khaleesi. Who's Macy?
Who's Macy?
Woo-hoo! Good job!
Well, there we go. It was a lot of fun, wasn't it,
Well, that
Mancy,
was
when we did that? We did that every single morning, and I have to say that, again, it just accelerated the fact that the guys just engaged with each other, brought down the balls very, very quickly. You could argue that it's an icebreaker of sorts, right? But a lot of fun, a lot of laughter, and as I say, it brought the guys closer together in the interest of delivering the content and for them to absorb that content very, very quickly. What did the winner do, or what did the winner get?
Okay, so the winner of the Kahoot game is appointed as the captain, which he or she is not aware of until that point. So there's a prize that comes with the winning, and that person's responsibility was to take the whole team and lead them into preparing their own power-packed haka dance, which evoked a sense of competition among the teams, made things a lot more visually appealing, for the teams, and just got them going. We had some really interesting
It was
hakas.
really, really good, and we're going to have to play the video of the TSA UAE Cup with the hackers as well, so you guys get the full effect of what these guys did off the back of their established logo, which we generated within literally hours of the day and shared it with them, so they knew who they were, what they were going to look like, what their identity was, which then drove the camaraderie. So let's check it out. Well, there we go, Mansi. I mean, incredibly, listen, it was so much fun.
It was.
And, you know, what it did do, again, it instilled a little bit of healthy competition that these guys knew that in order to win the Travelex Sales Academy UAE Cup, they needed to apply the learnings of the day, which they were just about to embark on.
Absolutely.
So again, it gives them what's in it for me.
Yes.
And it gives them a, you know, skin in the game, essentially, of ensuring that they really commit themselves to the rest of the day. So that's how we set up the first morning part. And then, importantly, we went into expectations, yeah? Tell us a little bit about that before we go into some more footage.
Sure. We're aware of the fantastic, solid pre-work that needs to be done for this program, where they all are expected to sit with their team leaders and, you know, just reflect on their experience on the ground and what is it that they want to take away from the program. So we wanted to continue to build up on that piece. But we wanted to do that in an interesting way again. So what we did is, again, get them into, you know, stand in a circle as you would see in the video, you know, and they get together as a group and, you know, just tell us about what is it, that one thing that they would like to walk away with from this training. Of course, keeping the context of the pre-work that they would have done with their team leaders already.
And I really liked the way that you did it because, you know, again, it was a little bit of fun, but everyone had an opportunity to speak. Well, there we go. So, you know, that's probably around about, what, 45, 60 minutes into the morning. So, you know, we're setting up really, really strong. And then we start to get into the content, which obviously the first part is the
Travelex brand.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about how you executed the brand component, because again, it was a little bit different, a lot of style and flair from Mansi and Dilly here, but share us a little bit of what you guys did before we'll throw to some footage and see you guys in action.
So after having closed the expectation round, we don't let the participants go back and settle into their seats. Quite demanding, you see. So we don't let them go back, and what we do is, as you would see in the video, as Elvin says, we split them up into two teams and get them to talk first about their own personal favorite brands. You know, why is it that they like it? Why are they loyal to that brand without taking the name of that brand? And each person is a partner, and that they got 30 seconds each, and they have to guess the brand name. So what it does, it helps people to understand that that when we talk about brand, we all actually live with that concept every day in our lives. We all got our personal favorite brands for our own reasons, and it's the same psychology that actually the customer lives with every time he looks at our brand or he comes to our store. So it's important for us to make the colleagues realize that this is not something that is just theoretical. They live it every day. They've got their personal brands, and then bringing them to that realization about the Travelex brand in a very experiential way. And plus the energy part is always better.
Awesome, Mansi. So then what did we do next?
So once we've established that understanding, we wanted them our colleagues to take a deep dive into our customer's mindset and say, okay, what do you think that our brand stands for our customers? So again, we had our Travelex logo, just a visual reminder for that visual impact displayed across the room. And they all look for that one word that comes to their mind when they think of the brand. They put it on a post-it, they go and stick it up on that flipboard, and they shout it out aloud because we want them to feel it. We want them to be verbose about it. And that's how we smoothly conclude the brand activity.
I mean, it was a really great and really powerful exercise, I have to say, because, you know, some of the words that were coming out that the guys were obviously describing what Travelex meant to them really set up the day as far as how they need to then show up for work, right? So incredibly powerful exercise, really well executed by you and Dilly yet again. And then once that exercise concludes, what happens?
It's time for care.
It's time for care. We get into the content.
Absolutely.
Mansi, I have to say that, you know, watching, being a part of the TSA every single morning, being a part of the way that you and Dilly executed this, listen, sparing your blushes has been exceptional. You know, there was a couple prickly characters in the room, you know, people that were a little bit, you know, arms crossed, thinking that this was just going to be CARE version 1.0. What they quickly realised that this was not CARE version 1.0, this was CARE version 2.0, and also ensuring that we understand that fundamentals doesn't mean basic. Fundamentals means this is fundamental to our success of our business. That's why it's called the Travelex Sales Academy Fundamentals Program. Mansi, thank you so much for such an amazing fortnight. The commitment, energy invested in you and Dilly, putting your life on hold for the fortnight has been exceptional. And I can't wait for you to have the same energy spread across the entire Met region over the coming weeks and months when we get everyone Travel Sales Academy-fied, if that is a word. Nancy, thanks again.
Thank you, Elvin. Thank you so much. And I do have to say thank you so much for being there every single morning with all our participants.
Listen, I wouldn't have it any other way, but I will say that there is something to be said when you have some strength in a room with, you know, leadership, partnering, particularly in the morning session with this kind of
Makes a
stuff.
lot of difference.
It just hits the message, hits it strong, sets the expectation for the guys in the room. And when they see, you know, several faces from the leadership team in the room, then they realise the importance of this program.
Absolutely.
Nancy, thank you so much for taking the time. This has been such a great little video for the guys to realise how we've executed the pilot here in the UAE. And guys, it's over to you now. All the very best on your Travel Sales Academy pilots.